Hey y'all, it's Vonnie with the Get Down, and we are back with another video. If you are not subscribed, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, like, comment, and share this video with anyone and everyone that you know. Excuse the glare that you see in the lens. That's just my glasses on with the screen. But don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. As you guys can see from the title of the video, we are doing a recap of the Cleveland Browns and the Texans wild card weekend game. So let's get into it. CJ Strauss, kudos to you. Let me give myself a hand clap because I did choose the Texans to win this game, which they did. I wasn't expecting them to put up the numbers that they did, but they had an outstanding game, very excellent. I think actually around the league, nobody chose them to win at home, and I get it. CJ, this is his rookie year. This is his first time actually entering into the playoffs, and a lot of people usually doubt the rookies, going into the playoffs because it's their first time. They might get shook, they might get scared with who they're playing. Every player is different, and when you're entering into the playoffs, whether you're a rookie or a pro, you're still going to get the same nervous feeling. You're still going to get the same hype feeling. You're still going to get the same overwhelming feeling. You're still going to get the same joyful feeling. Your job at the end of the day is to go out there and make sure you win the game. And that's what CJ Strauss did. He saw everything, he heard everything from this say, and he blocked it all out. He put his big boy pants on, his big boy shoes on, and when he went out there and did a phenomenal job, he gave that Houston crowd something that they never forget. They went home, they slept good that night, they drank all their beers that night. They did everything because CJ gave them a good show. And not to mention D'Amico Ryan, man, and excuse me if I'm saying his name wrong, correct me in the comment section. D'Amico Ryan, from transferring, leaving San Fran and going into the Houston organization, it's changed his whole demeanor. He's definitely made his mark and his impact being in that organization, from going from a defensive coach player to actually being the head coach of the team. You can see the two different roles that you actually have to play. Now you're making more decisions as a head coach. Now you have a little more weight on your shoulder to carry. And for D'Amico Ryan to actually step into his big boy pants, his big boy shoes, to do that, entering into in this game, knowing that CJ is a rookie that you're going to be playing, knowing this is your first time as a head coach going into the playoffs. He did a phenomenal job with that, and I don't see nobody replacing him anytime soon. He fits that organization. Sometimes a certain coach just fit the organization. They're not meant to be switched around, going to another team. They just fit that organization. It fits them. You know this coach for, oh, okay. You know this person for, oh, okay. It just fits them. Like any career that you do, certain celebrity, singer, actress, art, whatever, it fits them with that certain thing that they do. And the Houston organization fits Mr. Ryan. So hopefully he don't leave no time soon. Hopefully they don't put nobody in hopes of in his position of leaving anytime soon. Hopefully none of that happens. And we're gonna get into some stats with this game, because CJ he did phenomenal with it. He did excellent with it. And a lot of people really doubted him. But hey, that usually happens. It usually happens. So let's get into it with these stats. Okay, y'all. Look at the score. 45-14. The Texans, they didn't come to play. They didn't come to play. The passing yards, you got 268 versus 280. The rushing yards, you got 56 versus 76. So it wasn't a lot of ground in this game, but it was a lot of air throwing in this game. For the total yards, you got 324 versus 356. Now, let's look into some offensive stats. Joe Flacco, he was 34-46 for 307, 1 touchdown and 2 interceptions. CJ Strauss, 16 of 21 for 274 yards and 3 touchdowns, no interception. I mean, he balled out. CJ had a great game for a rookie, and that kind of weight on his shoulder and to be stepping on that stage, that Houston fire stage, he did great. He did excellent with him. And to some rushing yards. Cleveland, you got Hunt for 8 attempts and 26 yards for 1 touchdown. For Singletary, you got 13 attempts, 66 yards, and a touchdown. So both had touchdowns apiece, but obviously Singletary ran a little bit more. Into some of the receiving yards, you got Njoku. That's a very interesting name, Njoku. 11 targets, 7 receptions for 93 yards for Cleveland. And for the Texans, you had Collins, 7 targets, 6 receptions for 96 yards and 1 touchdown. Some of these stat numbers are a little close, but you can see who kind of had the more upper hand in the game. So the 45-14, everywhere that I look, all the analysis, they had the Cleveland Browns winning this game. And I can understand. Joe Flacco, he's a pro. He's been in the postseason before with the Ravens in times past before he got switched over to the Cleveland Browns. So he knows the routine with it. He knows the hype. He knows all the stories that may come from it. He knows how the fans are going to feel. Some are going to nay. Some are going to yay. He knows the whole thing. So I can see why they chose the Browns really to win this game. And they looked at most of the majority of their season. The Browns was on fire in their regular season. I mean, they had some very fine games. They had some very, very good games. And like I said, with Joe Flacco, with him being the pro, so he's going up against CJ Stroud. So you got the pro versus the rookie. Do you really want to take a chance of choosing the rookie to win, or do you know for sure in times past that pros have done it? That's the reason why everybody chose them. I chose them. I chose the Texans to win, and I'm very proud for that. I am 1-0 for my picks with this game. CJ Stroud, he came in and lit it up. He came in and lit it up. And he set the stage on fire, so the game was kind of going back and forth. With some of the stats in the first quarter, you got Kay Fairbairn, 20-yard field goal, which was good. So that put Houston 3-0. Then you get the touchdown on Cleveland side from Najee Harris, which 6-3. They kicked the extra point 7-3. Then CJ comes back and throws 15 yards for Collins, 7-9. They kicked the field goal 7-10. So as the stats go down, you obviously clearly see who won, but CJ and that Houston Texans, they did phenomenal in this game. I'm excited to see where they go from here. I'm excited to see what DeMeco Ryan holds in the future with this organization and how much everybody is just really going to grow from this. Everybody did their part. Like I said, they studied to the T. They studied the film. They did their homework. They looked at everything that was being said about this game. And they already knew they weren't favored with this game, but CJ did not let that worry him. He put that in the past. He's like, hey, favorites, okay, cool. It is what it is. Let's go out there and play, and let's show people who we are. Let's put our names in the ground and stamp it here and make it known for what we're doing. That's exactly what this young man did. So I do commend him. Like I said, I'm excited to see where his future holds, and DeMeco Ryan as well with being the head coach of the Houston Texans. So I'm 1-0, people. You can't never go against me when I try to do my picks. Majority of the time, I'm going to get it right. And if I'm not right, I do come over here and explain why I still chose that team even if they lost. So again, shout out to the Texans. I'm 1-0. I did choose them to win this game, and they won big, 14-45 at home in Houston. They shut it down. They shut everything down. They shut the naysayers down. They shut it all down. So let's continue to see where this journey is going to take him and DeMeco Ryan, and we're going to go from there. So I do hope you guys like this video. Again, this is a recap of the Cleveland Browns and the Houston Texans wild card weekend game. So let me know what you think in the comment section. Give me a comment. Give me some kind of feedback, whether you chose a team or not. And I will say this, whether your team is in the playoffs plan or not, it's still going to get a lot of views. Majority of the time when the playoffs starts, that's when everybody And like I said, even if your team is not playing, it's just a good feeling to look at it. It's a good joy feeling. It's a good hype feeling, you know, because you want to see, oh, what team is going to go to the Super Bowl? And of course, you're always going to want it to be your team. But realistically, if your team is not making it to the playoffs, it's other teams that you can see go head to head and be like, uh-oh. You know, even if you're not really choosing between the two teams, excuse me, get tongue tied. Even if you're not choosing between the two teams that aren't playing, it's good just to see which teams will make it, you know, and will advance to the Super Bowl. Because that's what it's all about, holding that Lombardi trophy up in the air, glistening and sparkling. That's what it's all about at the end of the day. So again, shout out to the Houston Texans for winning this game. Leave me a comment section down below what you think. And I'm going to see you guys in the next video. And as always, stay prayed up and stay blessed.